I just sank the moment I saw you. You have been the girl that I used to know. Let me know to be hard to me to explain. Makes me recall your name. Treading water. Fuck. It's another chance. Okay. That'll probably disconnect about a million fucking times. My camera is a piece of shit. Fuck things up in my same way. Hi, Benita. Nice. Hi, Brian. Relax, my beloved. Don't worry for me. Hi, Lisa. There's just something inside that I need to release. Which way is right? Which way is wrong? How do I say that I need to move on? We're headed separate ways. There's nothing I can really say. I can't lie no more. I can't hide no more. Got to be true to myself. And it feels like I am just too close to love you. So I'll be on my way. Hey, Andre. Hi again. That's cute. Switch to your business page. I've done that. I do that sometimes with YouTube. I prefer watching live streams on YouTube personally because the stream's faster. I get the real time or real. Facebook has too big of a delay. Twitch is actually almost better than YouTube, but I'll switch from one platform to another a lot. I almost want to put that song on repeat and just listen to it all day. Maybe it'll right size my brain. It's never a good sign for others. It's always a good sign for me. It's never a good sign for others if I start listening to Alex Clare. There's a few musicians, singers out there who give me the empowerment to just keep living my fucking life however the fuck I want and ignore everybody else. And Alex Clare is definitely someone who can do that when I'm listening to him. Then tambourine in the end, keeps away. Fly away. Was using the wrong account. Finally catch one of your streams. Really nice colors. Thank you. I did a lot of the coloring on this with markers, and I don't have the best markers, and that in itself was not a big deal when all I was doing with these was scanning them and recoloring some of the parts of it digitally. But I am going to take the painted pages and either gift them or they'll be sent to a backer. And so I'm going through them and I'm adding paint to some of the pieces with big areas like this, so that when I spray these, that the colors are consistent, and light yellows and oranges sometimes become too translucent. And then I may not spray them at all. I sent a page to someone without it being sprayed because I thought about it. And I'm like, if I leave it unsprayed, they happen to be an artist. So that's kind of part of why I did it. If someone's an artist, they can decide. I'll let them choose if they want to put a seal on it or not. Or they can just put it in a frame, whatever they want. But I definitely need to... as I said, come in with these. I just coming into the big orange and yellow areas for the most part. I might darken some of that purple, but we'll see. Just do what you want when you want, right? That's right. Yeah, man. It's so funny. One of the jokes, it's not my joke. It's not one. Oh, fuck. It's not one I created, but one of my favorites is like, I'm not looking for a soulmate. I just want someone I can hang out with 2 or 3 times a week, and then they leave me the fuck alone. And I die every time I see that because I'm like, that is so mean. I'm like, one of the best ways of learning how to not be like a clingy, all over someone in their face person was having someone do that to me. And I'm like, fuck, is that what that's like? No. We don't ever want to be like that. That's just obnoxious. That is just obnoxious. I want to get to a point where I don't have to ever be upset at myself for allowing someone else to distract me from my focus. That's what I want. I still can allow it, and I'm so annoyed by it. Not today, though. I am painting. The only thing better than painting is time spent with my kids. That is it. The rest of the world, I love y'all, but that's about it. It doesn't get much better than this. So, And it's ironic. I don't know, it's not really ironic, but creating anything on paper or canvas, writing, whatever it is, it's like giving birth to something. So that was, as painful as childbirth was, it was well worth the feeling of having given birth to a child. Good luck trying to come close to that. This is why no one in the world will ever get me to say that men and women are equal, because we are so far superior. So far superior to men. No offense to the males if you're watching, if on Dre, if you're there, sorry. That's just, that's just how I feel. Disc. Can't do it alone, though. I may have said what I said, but I would never do it without a man by my side. I can absolutely back that up. When I think about it, I think about it and I'm like, no way. I had the most incredible husband by my side when I had my boys. And he's the best man I could have ever picked in the world to be a dad. So I would never do it alone. There I draw the line. No matter what I just said, I draw the line there. Wouldn't do it alone. Not willingly. I mean, it's one thing if you don't have a choice in the matter. That happens. I would not willingly choose to do that alone. Nope. I don't do this intentionally, but it's rare that you're going to see a color in my paintings that's the actual color that comes out of a tube, because I can't waste paint. It's rare that I'll ever waste paint. So I like to do these like, what could I transition to next without having to waste any paint? It's just how I go. That's just what I do. And dreams, and taken again. Time no runners, time goes on, cause the thing I try to do is to everywhere we go, hold your pose, keep on going on. The only thing I can promise is to keep on going on. Keep on going on, even if you fall. That's right, Alex, you sell them. Even if you fall. On any given day, I'll never be anything better than human. On any given day, I'm not a god. I might create art, but I am a myriad of contradictions. What are you doing today, Dre? Are you working, painting? What you doing? Time goes on, cause the only thing I'm sure of is just go. Keep on going on. I don't know the words, but I love this song. Sometimes you're bound to fall. I got that part. Sometimes you keep on, and then you just keep on going on. Love it. Never give up. Even if you fall, you can even, squirm around and throw up on the floor, and you can even hang out down there. Just don't fucking stay down there. Get the fuck back up. Who knows what tomorrow holds. Who knows what tomorrow may bring. Only thing I'm sure of this is everything I saw. Let's go. Keep on going on. I'm like humming over the parts where I don't know any of the words. Real life work shit, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm pushing that point where playtime is over because I've been off work for 2 weeks. This is my 3rd week since I quit my job. And so I'm okay. I'm all right. But it's definitely time to think about finding another role. And that's fine. No complaints. I intentionally put myself out of work. It was no longer going to work where I was working. It wasn't going to happen another day. So, I mean, I might be living under a tree or eating, off the side of a road in a month, but, whatever. That analogy was a little strained. I talk about analogies and metaphors all so much, I don't even know which one you're talking about. And hello, Geek Hero Bubba. We'll care for the falling. You means. I was singing an Alex Clare song, so it either was something I said or I don't know what this analogy thing was talking about. A little strained. Yeah, well, I don't answer to anyone, so. In my experience, people that are offended by something someone says, it's usually because it's true of them. Or true of what they used to be like, and they don't. I can recognize that shit, man. Hello to you as well. The one being on the ground. Yeah, it's in an Alex Clare song. The thing about what I said. Okay, so he was saying one thing. Oh yeah, you're right, man. Thank you for that. It's a little bit sort of like a part. There's one of the Rocky movies. He tells his kid that, about it's not how hard you get knocked down or something like that, or how many times you fall or whatever. He's like, what matters is how hard you hit or come back up. I can't remember exactly, but that's partially where some of that comes from. That movie when he's talking to his kid on a street. That's got to be one of the most incredible moments in, whoever wrote the dialogue for that little monologue for him was genius, because there is absolutely zero failure in anything you've ever tried. The only real failure that exists is when you don't try at all. You can try and fail. Maybe it doesn't work out exactly the way you wanted. Maybe you didn't succeed. Maybe you didn't win. Maybe you didn't make any money. Whatever it is that we're talking about. Whatever. You still fucking tried. There's so many people that never, ever, ever bother trying at all. So, like I tell my kids, failure is not an option. Yeah, the only failure is not trying. That is an actual option, in my opinion, is to not bother trying at all. And I had a lot of my life spent not trying things or not finishing things for one fear-based bullshit reason or another. And I got no interest in allowing any of that stuff come back into my thought process and ruin my potential. Even if it isn't going to be great, I'm not going to I might wake up tomorrow and paint a masterpiece. I might wake up tomorrow, oh, like I did yesterday. I drew a Raichu, for goodness sakes. You know, and why? I don't, because a kid asked for one, and man, Annie drew something for me. So, one of my most important things I like to go to bed with when my head hits the pillow is, was I a nice human today? And I'm not necessarily nice to everyone. I definitely know that if I'm actually not nice, like actually mean, chances are the person deserved it. Oh, good. I'm sorry, Geek Hero. I thought, was he offended? What does he mean? Did indeed get the analogy. Rocky movies are still inspirational, right? I like the new ones too. The ones with about Creed's son. I don't know if you've seen those. Those are actually really good. I was quite impressed, and I'm also biased. Like, it could probably kind of sort of suck and not be the greatest movie in the world, but when it comes to the Rocky series, I'm all over that. I'm all about it. From the moment I ever saw the first one, I knew I was going to follow that character. And the real person it was based on, his story is quite something too. Especially hearing how I watched the one with Christian Bale. It's not a documentary, but it's about the guy who Rocky's based on. And that's a good movie too. I like boxing. I haven't seen the new ones yet. Oh, put it on your list. It's so worth it, in my opinion. It really, really is. My youngest boy likes he likes rap, and he likes MMA and boxing, like actual like he's all watching like old boxing tapes with Muhammad Ali and stuff, and that kid is just amazing. My kids just amaze me sometimes. My oldest boy is like, he'll sit back and pull out his completed works of Shakespeare and be sitting there reading poetry, and my younger boy will be like screaming at an MMA match. They're so different. These two gorgeous kids that came from me and their dad, and it blows my mind sometimes. They help me stay kind to other people as adults, because when I think of adults, I look at my sons and I go, this adult that I'm looking at, not my kid, but I look at them and I go, I don't care how much of an asshole you're being right now. You were that kid one day. I really truly believe that most of us, not all of us, most of us were that sweetheart. We were that sweet kid that didn't know how to be a jerk, didn't know how to be an asshole, and we weren't. And sometimes that allows me to give a certain amount of grace to people I come across in life they obviously haven't learned how to be a decent human being. And I just look at them and I just try to forgive them for their ignorance. Makes me sad. Always try to look at life with the wonderment of a child. That is actually a stolen quote from a deceased friend. He said he lived his life trying to remind himself to look at it as if he was still a kid. Christian Bale one was great. Yeah, man. He lost so much. Like, he set for such a, like, he's got this physique that's just crazy. But for the way he did his, like, lost all that weight and stuff, it's just nuts, man. Yeah, he's definitely, for me, he's one of those actors that probably doesn't get enough credit for his acting skills. And too much credit for Beefcake or whatever you want to call it. He's like, Brad Pitt was like that. He still gets he's so much better of an actor than what anyone really probably ever knows or will ever know, because he just kept doing these movies that didn't highlight his acting, as opposed to action or whatever, commercialism. Matthew McConaughey is another one. Started off great in A Time to Kill and the seriousness. Even playing an absolute fucking insane murderer in the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Matthew McConaughey is so good. that is a great way of looking at jerks. The exception would be a few I've known since they and I were kids. Yeah, still they learn that behavior from... Yeah, bullies are bullied. Almost every bully I've ever mentored or come across, even as someone being bullied by them, almost every bully I've ever come across is a victim of abuse. They're a victim of something seriously dark. Almost all those people. In one of my other aspects of life, I mentor people in recovery, and it's a very, very common scenario for bullies to have been someone who was horribly mistreated, and they haven't found the treatment, or they haven't gotten the treatment to learn how to get past that hurt and learn how to be decent to people. I was like that. I didn't go around being an asshole. I just wouldn't talk to people. I would ignore people, and I wouldn't let them in. I wouldn't let them see me. I wouldn't let them talk to me. And ignoring someone is a form of bullying. So when I learned that in my studies and in learning how to mentor victims, or survivors, I should say, I had to learn that. I had to learn that ignoring people as a defense mechanism is one thing, but ignoring people flat out because you think that's a smart thing to do, yeah, that's just that's a level of immaturity I got no interest in, or a level of untreated stuff. I think I might leave her yellow the way it is. I know it when I don't think I'm going to seal these. I am going to do a darker purple in here. What's that phrase? Hurt people hurt people. That's been my experience. Hurt people usually hurt people, but that's only true if they haven't gotten any help for it. Learned how to not be like that. I try desperately to not be like that. My self-defense protective measures to not ever be a victim again often makes me oftentimes act irrationally, and I oftentimes have to apologize for it. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm 100% right. And sometimes I have to actually step back and go, yeah, I was being overly cautious or overly whatever. Sometimes it's doing me a favor. Like I should have let that, even if it's an irrational rejection of someone, I should have allowed it to just continue to happen, because in the end, I find out that they really are the asshole my soul was telling me that they were. Man, I've fucking lost count of the number of times that's happened. I'm like, I was right in the first place. Oh man, what's that saying about when I was younger? It's like, real maturity as a woman, I can't speak for men, but real maturity as a woman is when we stop seeing a man's red flags, or not stop seeing them, but when we see the red flags, we stop trying to paint them green. Oh, I love that quote. When I heard it the first time, I'm like, that's badass, man. Like I will see red flags, and I'd never really I couldn't put to words like what I would do. I'm like, ignore them, think it'll be different. Oh, this will be different. It's not really what I think. No. All that bullshit. I wanted to say hi because I saw you were live. I followed you after another stream I saw you on a couple weeks ago. Do you have a Twitter? Yes. DJ Labors of Love is my Twitter. Twitter is the only place where the handle isn't like, I can't do Doris Jones Labors of Love the way my Twitter one is, because I'm Doris Jones Labors of Love like literally on every social media platform except Twitter. Twitter is DJ Labors of Love because it had to be shorter letters or whatever. And yes, I will absolutely make sure I come back and make sure I am following you as well, Geek Hero Baba. Yeah, my brother is the one that I think it was like a year or so ago, maybe. I don't remember when I opened my Twitch, but he's the one that made sure that when I started streaming, I was streaming a, a talk show with creators. That's how my Twitch world started. And now I art stream, so he's like, I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did. I stream to other platforms, but a lot of the people on the other platforms are people I know in other ways, or I've known them through social media. But most of some of my coolest people I know now that follow me or watch me are people from Twitch, because they saw me live, or I got raided last week, I think, or earlier this week or something. I got raided by a group. That was rad. I love looking up and I'm like, whoa, I got all these people here. I'm being raided, ma. I mean, like, in what world would we get excited about being raided, right? We apparently already follow each other, It's, oh man, I have so many different avenues of art. I do so many different posts. It would not shock me if I've missed something of yours or whatever. Like, I'll just apologize in advance for this. Like, I need a disclaimer that says, hello, I may already be following you, and I apologize if I've never actually paid attention to you. You get past a certain number of people on your feed, you're like, damn it, this whole social media thing's rad, but now I don't see everything from everybody. Damn it. It's pretty funny. I think I'm maybe 12. I was 11 or 12 followers on Twitch from being able to make some changes on my Twitch and set up fun stuff for people. I really couldn't care less about getting subscribed to or money, but it would be fun to be able to give people their abilities to do emojis and stuff they can do in chat, that kind of stuff. That would be kind of fun. Those kind of little treats. So we shall see. I've got all the other parameters ready to go. I've met all of the other stuff according to the Twitch analytics or whatever. I just need the last however many followers I need to get to 50, I think it is. Once I'm there, then the rest just falls into place. You down. Now I won't let you down. Oh, I'll have to remember the combination of these two colors. I used a violet and I can't remember what that other one was. I have to look. Violet and crimson red. Yeah, I definitely like it. That is and it's still drying. It's still drying over here, but that's gonna be fucking pretty. I'm digging this color, man. Want to move to be control. Oh wait, what is this? It? Damn Your Eyes, Geek Hero. Damn Your Eyes by Alex Clare is another good one. It's about being made a fool of by a lover and speaking kind of a mantra to himself, trying not to let that shit happen again. And then the fucking eyes, man. He's like, damn. And that is so me, man. I am not a shallow person drawn in by looks or physicality or that shit. But someone's eyes, man, I fucking forgive a guy for all kinds of shit over their stupid fucking eyes. Oh, cracks me up. I'm cracking myself up. Well, I want to say it was a Comicsgate stream I saw you on. Most probably. I am not yet a content creator. I like to help share people's work and get them positive exposure. Love it. That's cross promotion, even if you're not creating yet. Well, one, first of all, I've never met a human being on this planet that's not an artist. I bet if I talk to you for 5 minutes, I can determine what your state of art is, what your avenue of art is. If you look up the definition of art, the variations and categories of art is so vast, it's so varied, it's so immense. Every single human being on this planet is an artist. So there's that. So I'll step off of my mama bear pulpit for a sec after having said that. It's just me. It's just what I do. Speaking. What made me also think of it was what you said about promoting people and getting their word out. Because maybe that's part of my purpose, and my divine creator wants me to remind anyone, that they can be whatever the fuck they want to be. Am I ever going to be as good as my favorite painter? I don't know. Maybe not. It doesn't really matter. I excel at speech and acting. There you go. I'm a spoken word performance poet. I can say that now with assurance and confidence, because this year wasn't the first time I had done spoken word or taken my poetry and made it into spoken word. But this year was the first year I took my poetry and did the vocals, and I did my own music, and I released a full-length spoken word poetry music album. And that is just as much art as what I'm doing right now with this paint. 100%. First and foremost, in order. Yep. Or, I just told someone yesterday how orators, I'm probably pronouncing it all jacked up. Bards, I think, was another thing that existed way back when they would, at those tournaments with knights and swords and all that jazz, they always had those orators. I'm going to have to look up the pronunciation. That sounds absolutely awesome. But bards and those, in Rome, I can't remember the name for them, but they had these guys that would stand in the middle of the court, of the center of town or whatever, and they would shout out the news. It was like, they didn't have newspapers and NBC Fox bullshit back then, social media. These guys would stand and when they would read the news or talk the news, it was a performance. Those guys were performing, man. If you like that kind of thing at all, you should go to my playlist on my thing and find my playlist in my channel for Douglas Kearney. Douglas Kearney is a poet, but he's a spoken word poetry performing madman, man. Like he performs his poetry like you're watching a Broadway play. And he did Broadway. He actually did Broadway and did plays and he was a playwright. He was a professor at some college or something. I have one of his books, and there's a poem in his book that just I had to put the book down. It made me cry. It was about police brutality. Town crier, right? So he had a lot to do with giving me the motivation and the inspiration to do spoken word. And I actually attended a couple of appearances of his that were on Zoom, and they were like these live poetry reading things with one was a university and one was with his publisher. And I got to see him perform live, and the man just is insane. He's just so good. It's insane. But he had a lot to do with that bravery, that courage, that whatever I needed to get me to do my spoken word the way I do it now. And now I'm not done with a poem for one of my books until I've spoken it out loud. Even if I just read it out loud in my room, I will do that before I put it down on paper or put it in like the last couple of books I published this year, the collections. I spoke them all. Like the ones that I have in those books, I said them out loud. I had to, because it didn't always change the words, but as an actor, you'd probably understand this. There's a lot of things that come from improv or come from the moment. If you've ever written, I've acted and directed my own little short film, one cute little short film. It's not really cute, it's a horror film, but something so different when it's spoken aloud. Absolutely. My two favorite poems to perform are Lewis Carroll's Jabberwocky and Percy Bysshe. Oh, I'm going to have to save those. You'll have to private message me those or something so I don't forget, so I go back and listen to them or excuse me, read them. I love, you know, I have it saved. I haven't done it yet, but I have a poem of Leonard Nimoy's that I want to perform. I want to say, you know, do like an homage to him. He's one of my favorite people on the whole planet. Well, that was, and he's wherever he is now, but he was a poet. He, one of his most famous poems, like within 3 days of each other, I think, he posted them on his Twitter. I followed his Twitter after he died, not realizing that he even had, I had been on Twitter, but I hadn't really even used it. But so I go and I followed it afterwards, finding out that some of his stuff never made it to, really, it was published after he died or whatever you call it. But he was a poet and a photographer. He's far more than just Spock. Okay, so I think I just want to do this pink, and then I might be done with this one. Leonard Nimoy was absolutely, I know, right? It's one of my favorite people in the, like it's no secret, I say this all the time. He was the first love of my life. Like as a little girl, watching Star Trek with my grandparents or whatever adult had it on, I don't know. He was truly the first person I ever saw on a screen like that I had like this huge, and I was in a childhood that I wanted no part of being in, and Star Trek and Spock made this world bearable to me when I was little. Great promises. Okay, I gotta listen to this song again. I don't wanna hurt you, but I need to breathe. They're playing a different version, but I want to go listen to the actual. One of Leonard's photography projects in the years before, I don't remember how long before he died, but he did this thing called something. Now I can't even remember what it is, but he did this huge photo series shoot thing of overweight women, nude overweight women, to share the beauty of the human female and all this jazz. And he was married to a really hardcore feminist, and he just wanted to do something to honor women. And his photography is just something fucking amazing. Very erotic. He had other photo shoots with other people that he definitely had an eye for the female nude form in photography, and blows my mind what he could get on a camera in the expression or the pose. The song about Bilbo from The Hobbit was nice. Oh yeah, it reminds me in so many ways. Must be part of what I was drawn to him, is he had so many different creative outlets. He wasn't just one type of creator, His son, I know, right? I haven't finished it, so don't say anything, but I'm in the process of watching this movie on Amazon called Val, about Val Kilmer. He is apparently an artist now, like he paints, and that's as much as I know from the movie so far. Like I just started watching it, but he apparently, when he was on film sets, he was a videographer, like with his own little personal video camera, and he took all this video footage behind the scenes with all the actors and everybody on the sets, and it's like this catalog of all these videos that he had. And I didn't get very far because I got distracted with talking to a friend, but I am going to finish it. And I'm like, But so what I did get to see, so, you know, because he says I'm an actor, and then he's saying this as he's doing a spoken voiceover. So there's the voiceover. And he is a painter. So he's like painting the words on these pages and stuff that he's as he's talking. And I'm watching Val, and I'm just thinking, oh, you're so much more than an actor. You know, not that that's not enough. Being an actor is plenty. But it's just, I see people like that, and it just makes me feel less alone. You know, when I think about all my different ways that I like to express myself artistically, I find someone like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one. Yay! He hated being stuck to Star Trek. Yep, never once did he take it out on the fans. That's right. Oh man, that is, you know, he. And the fact that he even reprised the role in the new reboot or whatever you want to call it, shows, movies, where they use the younger actors to depict them as younger people. The fact that he came back and even played Spock in that age later, it is a testament to what you're just saying, because however he may have felt about it, he didn't allow it to, you know, there's been a few people who, like, they do it and then they leave the property or leave the title or series because they're like, I don't want to just be known for that. Well, you know, that to some degree, like the fan, whether it's the fans or whoever, if that's what made you famous, then fucking pay homage to it, man. Who do you think you are exactly? And that his humility was just something to be awed at, really. Those are the ones that get me. The people that are like, those are like the true masters, really. The ones that are just like, they know they don't have to even try to tell people how good they are, because they're just, you know, their work, their whatever just speaks for itself. Holy crap, my phone notifications are going off. Like, it's acting like my phone's been off, and it hasn't. It's been on. Okay, what the hell just happened? Oh, I accidentally clicked on Twitch. I wasn't thinking this would take me this long, but you know, I'm not complaining. This is a short stream so far. Hi, Dre. I meant to ask. Okay, so I was going to ask you guys if you guys can even see this clearly, because I streamed last night, and when I looked back at the footage, I couldn't even see the art, man. It was all blurry and fuzzy and shit. We were what you missed, Dre, is we were talking about Leonard Nimoy and his other aspirations in photography and poetry and music, things he did other than being Spock. That's what you missed. That and me talking shit about jerks and assholes, and I don't know if you were here for that part, but, you know, it's just par for the course for me. Reaching for the phone 'cause I can't fight it anymore. And I wonder if I ever cross your mind. For me it happens all the time. It's 1:15. I'm all alone and I need you now. I'm assuming you're at work, right, Dre? And I'm back with it. Okay, yeah. Probably had to do some work. Indeed, I think you said that. I made this color and I don't think I have enough. That's okay. Another shot of whiskey, can't stop looking at the door. Wishing you'd come sweeping in the way you did before. And I wonder if I am. It says I have 3 people watching. Who else is there? I know Geek Hero and Dre are here. 1:15. I'm a little drunk and I need you now. Times it. Said I wouldn't call, but I lost all control and I need you now. Yeah, I'm gonna like covering up this pink. I mean, the pink's fine, but darker is more me. I have a few things I've left pastel, but not many. Not many at all. At all. I just need you now. I can tell I'm feeling better because I switched my playlist to my singing practice playlist. Oh, baby, I need you now. Oh, it looks clear to me. Let's face the obvious. I am the game, and you're the player that I've been missing. I'm a fearless woman, gonna tell you how I feel just when I want. Everybody knows you hate my weaknesses. Oh. Remember, I'm gonna love myself. My ballet girl. You change me, true, but you can't. True, but you can't. You can change me, true, but you can't. True, but you... I love looking at it on the screen. I am perfectly happy with that. Oh, let me do one last thing over here. Yeah. I think by golly, I think she's got it. All right. I am going to sign off, take a little break, lay back. Thanks for joining me and coming on in. Let me move that. Where's my, oh, I forgot. My mouse is across the way. Oh. It was so rad talking with you guys. I'm not sure who's still there, but I'm so happy you stopped in and said hello and hung out with me and kept me company. Thank you.